we're going to do a quick, very quick figuring out. There are some questions about the different orientations of a project in Revit and how to get those to work on a sheet. So I want to go over a couple of the ways to deal with that and my process for dealing with projects that are rotated. So I'm just going to draw, this is north, and we'll say this is north for this project to make things interesting. But when I draw this house or the building, I want it to have the front door facing the bottom of my, okay. How do we deal with that? Well, everything is set up in Project North first. Okay, is over here, Project North. So what I typically do is on the site plan, let's go back and this. On the site plan or working plan or somewhere, I will set up True North. So the first thing you do, first of all, you draw the project the way you want it oriented on your sheet. So Project North, always up, right? And in this view, I'm going to set True North here. Then I'm going to go to Manage, rotate True North, and I'm going to, and hit the space bar by the way, I'm going to set this here and rotate that, boom, like that. So now True North is facing up. And if I look at this in a site view, my property lines will show up properly and things like that. Now, if I did this the other way, by setting True North up and then rotated Project North, all my property lines would be jacked up because I'm rotating the Project North opposite the direction that I want to for the property lines to work right. So you want to do it this way: Property North or Project North up, and then rotate True North to the direction you want. So a couple of things here. If I put this on a sheet, let's just make a new sheet. Right? Put this on a sheet. It's going to be rotated that way. Now if I put my floor plan on, I'm going to have Project North facing down. So what happens when, let's say we have an angled part? Comes out in, and we want this to be orthogonal on the view. Okay. So let's say we want to do a call out of this. All right. Well, there's a couple things that we can do. And we're going to test one thing that some other people are saying to try as well. If I do a call out, right, and I know this is 45 degrees, so I'm just going to rotate this 45 degrees. Okay. Automatically, that is already orthogonal. Okay. Now, so if I place that on a sheet, let's just place that. Okay, orthogonal. Works out fine. Get rid of a few things here. All right. Now, one thing that people are telling me is to use a scope box. I don't think this is going to work, and here's why. If I set this as a scope for a building, Revit's not going to know to turn that when I place a view that's based on that on a sheet, but I could be wrong. So we're going to try that real quick. We're going to discover a few things real quick. Let's see. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rediscover how to do scope boxes, because that is not something that I have done many times. You create. There it is. All right, let's create a scope box right here. That, well, that's silly. Okay. we'll rotate that 45 degrees. We'll just get this up right here. Okay. And let's call this angled wing. Maybe not in all caps. Okay. Now I'm just going to create a duplicate view. Okay, and our scope box shows up. And I want to set the scope box to angled wing. There it goes, it does rotate it. So that's good to know. So let's talk about the limits of this. If I rotate this, does it always rotate that way? Towards project north? See what happens. Coordinates, position. That's still, what if I do another one? Okay. Let's create a scope box. Rotate, did that one this way. I'm going to do this one this way. 45. Call it angled wing 2. And the scope box. Oh. Interesting. So you do have to be pretty careful about how you rotate that. Make sure you get that right. And then I'm also curious, if I want that to be facing that way, can I still rotate this? So you can't, nope, you cannot. You cannot rotate the views in order to reorient views on. Scope box kind of locks that in. So if I wanted that to be, and rotating the scope box doesn't reorient the view. Am I in the wrong, oh, because I did the wrong one. Let's see. So let's rotate this 90 degrees that way. And let's do 180 degrees to see if I can get it. Okay. And rotate the scope box in order to get it right. That's always good. So there you go. You can get your scope boxes to orient on sheets. I've always found them really cumbersome to work with, but I don't know. If that's what works, then that's what works. One of the reasons that I've never really liked them much is if you want to do that orientation with multiple views, what are those multiple views going to be? It's going to be, you know, one room here, one room here. But the thing is when you've got a scope box, you can't adjust the size of this. So you're going to have to be doing callouts from that scope box set. And I don't actually know if that works. So automatically set that scope box to that. Doesn't, but it does maintain the orientation, so you have that working for you. So I don't know. I've always just found scope box workflows to be much more cumbersome than they're worth, especially when sheets start changing and views start changing. It always seems to be just as easy to just take the view and rotate it in order to get this to orient to a sheet properly. You know, or if I come down here I want this wall to be straight. You know, I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. Hope this has been helpful, and we'll talk to you later.